A lot of athletes have made a lot of money. How has Magic Johnson become a $500 million net worth guy? Magic Johnson's about relationships. Magic Johnson, more than any American athlete, including LeBron, including Brady, Magic is all about team, community, and understanding it. Nobody in this community is more pronounced at being a community builder outside of our mayor in L.A. than Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson came out this week and people got mad at Magic for being totally honest and totally authentic and totally right. He said, Magic not mincing words, and isn't this what we all want from our athletes and executives, honesty? I want to thank D'Angelo, excellent player. He has the talent to be an all-star, but what I needed was a leader. I needed somebody also that can make other players better and also somebody the players wanted to play with. Magic is so mean. No, Magic is so honest. Did you notice how many Lakers went to social media when D'Angelo Russell was traded to congratulate him? One. They didn't miss him. Of course, the fact that he came into the league at 19 and taped a player having a conversation about other women while he had a girlfriend and then put it on the internet pretty much destroyed his chance to be beloved, followed, respected by teammates. It is not the end of the world, but I went back and looked at the day that happened, and the quote here is, D'Angelo is sometimes 20 going on 14. And that, my friends, is the problem with the basketball culture in America. And I say that as somebody who loves basketball. And you often complain that I talk too much basketball. And I love basketball players. But we have a problem with the basketball culture in America. It is now all about getting paid. Got to get mine, got to get paid, compensation. And it should be the opposite. Because if you go to a YMCA, you'll see 60 and 70-year-old men joyfully playing basketball. It is a game you can play a long time. You don't go to a park and see 72-year-old men playing football. It's too violent. They're all beat up. You don't go to a park and see 72-year-old men playing baseball. Repetitive motion. Arms are beat up. Basketball you can play for a long time. If I said to you, name football players whose careers ended short with injuries, you could name hundreds. Top of your head, you could name 10, 15. If I said name baseball players, career shortened due to injury, you could name dozens. If I said to you, outside of abnormally built humans at 7'3", name basketball players whose careers have been shortened by injury, it's hard to think of any. So basketball players should not be in a rush for compensation. When going from high school to college and college to the NBA, they should be looking for the ability to become better teammates, better players, especially at point guard, which is the quarterback of basketball. You see, basketball is a sport that now players at great programs, Kansas, Duke, Gonzaga, Kentucky, Syracuse, are rushing to the NBA when they're late first and second round players. And forget physically, they're not close to emotionally ready to play. D'Angelo Russell is just now growing up. He could have stayed at Ohio State, a remarkable program, where he would be treated like all Ohio State athletes, incredibly, remarkably, prestigiously well, absurdly well, 50 tennis shoes, nutrition, chefs. No, I got to get compensated. Isn't that amazing? Football, your career can end in one hit in college. Yet players come back. Royce Freeman, Oregon running back, a dangerous position. I want to go back to college. Although he'd be a top pick, it's not all about making money. Andrew Luck came back to college to play the dangerous sport of football off a 31 touchdown, 10 interception year, 71% completions, 12-1 record. Matt Leinart back to college. Melvin Gordon, Wisconsin running back. Again, tough, dangerous position. I want to go back to Wisconsin. Nick Chubb, Georgia, back. Jake Butt, Michigan, back. High draft picks. Basketball culture is, I'm a second-round pick, meaning I have 12% max to make the league. I'll make it for 4 years, but I got to get paid for basketball. And if money is driving your decisions, and I tell my kids this regularly, you better find passion, and you better chase passion. If you're chasing compensation, you'll end up shallow, hollow, and disappointed. 90% of these basketball players in the NBA, even the lottery players, Zach Collins should have stayed. Zach Collins will take 2 to 3 years in Portland to be a good NBA player. He would have vied for college basketball player of the year. But somehow, I'd rather go to the D League, in a league with no trainers, where you're playing in front of family and friends, where the coaches are really not elite, and the coaches only care about getting to the NBA to sit on a bench. They don't care about you. At least your college coach wants to help groom you for the next level. So now NBA execs are totally trapped. Everybody available is literally 19 years old. That's the new culture. Get paid. So I got to take one of them. So I might as well take the most talented one. And these guys all come in the league, and they're wildly immature. Forget physically. Some of them can play physically. Most can't. Some can. But the ones that are physically ready, like D'Angelo Russell, aren't mentally ready, aren't emotionally ready. And then Magic Johnson calls him out and says, he's not a leader. Nobody wants to play with him. Well, you bet he wouldn't have taped a conversation with Nick Young if he was 2 years older. But when you're 19, making money, rush to pros, let me get in, this is what you get. And thank you, Magic Johnson, for being authentic and honest about a sport we both love. These kids are not ready from a maturity standpoint to play in this league. And when Magic comes out and says, we want to thank D'Angelo, he's an all-star level player, but we needed a leader, somebody that can make others better, somebody that players want to play with. D'Angelo Russell has D'Angelo Russell to blame. Because I got football players all over this country in a much more dangerous sport going back to college because they're doing it for more than getting paid. And so thank you. John Calipari, by the way, sat on this couch and he said, hey, you get what you get if you take a 19-year-old.